Never thought it'd happen. Never thought Captain Marvel would cross $1 billion. Never thought it would do it in less than a month. I can fully admit that I'm wrong, but it did. It's true. Captain Marvel today has crossed $1 billion in like 25, 26 days. Literally less than 4 weeks, it crossed $1 billion. That's insane to me. That is insane to me. That a movie that is ultimately as middle of the road, mediocre, mundane as Captain Marvel is, $1 billion in less than a month. Marvel celebrated even on Twitter today by putting out this tweet: in celebration of Captain Marvel soaring past the $1 billion mark at the global box office, check out this brand new poster. Not gonna lie, that's actually a dope poster. That's actually a dope poster. If the movie was only as good as the poster, that'd be amazing. But the question then becomes, why did it cross $1 billion? Why did it cross $1 billion in less than a month? Now, there are people out there that are going to talk about this and say, because it was a good movie, because Captain Marvel was a good movie. Was it, though? I mean, listen, I'm not trying to sit there and say you can't enjoy it. By all means, enjoy it. You can enjoy anything you want. That's fine. I like a lot of movies a lot of people don't like. But they also don't go off and cross $1 billion. Now, of course, I'm not trying to run the whole conspiracy of like Disney bought tickets. No, that was completely not proven, not founded in fact or reality or logic or reason. And we moved past that one pretty quickly. But let's talk about why the movie did as well as it did. It's because, for one, it's the lead up to Endgame, right? Notice how it crossed $1 billion just days after the tickets for Endgame went on sale, after they released two new little trailers, one actual new trailer and one TV spot with new footage. It's masterful marketing. It's masterful marketing. It gets you thinking about the movie. Then you think about wanting to experience more of the MCU. So people who maybe haven't gone and seen Captain Marvel, but are hyped up for Endgame, they bought their tickets. They decide, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go see it anyway and go check it out, or go watch it again to kill time for whatever reason. Maybe they want to go back and look for any little Easter egg they can to try to determine if they're going to be able to figure something out with Endgame. I hate to break it to you, but there's really nothing there that is so special, that is behind the scenes, that's going to give you a theory as to what happens in Endgame. There's not. Even the Russo bros have said, the Russo bros flat out said, if you want two movies to see before going and seeing Endgame that set up the arc of Endgame, it's Civil War and it's Infinity War. Those are the two movies you got to watch. You watch Civil War and Infinity War, and that will then lay the groundwork for everything. That's going to lay it all out. And that makes a lot of sense to me. That makes a lot of sense to me because of the conflict between the Avengers in Civil War, leading into the fractured nature of events that happened in Infinity War with all their friends dying, and the coming together to damn sure avenge the Earth and the rest of the universe in Endgame. There's a reason why those are the movies to watch. It's not like the Russo brothers saying like, well, you've got to watch Captain Marvel 8 more times in order to, get everything you need to know about what happened to the Tesseract and, or what really Goose is, or, Nick Fury's eye really didn't happen the way that we presented it, but there's a twist. Nothing like that exists. Captain Marvel is so straightforward, paint by the numbers, that you only need to see it once. There's nothing really there that drives you back a second or third time. Now, people have gone back multiple times, and by all means, like I said, enjoy it if you want. But we're talking about the Marvel method here. We're talking about leading up to Endgame, which is such an emotional connection to people that you've got a company willing to pay someone $1,000 to sit there and watch all 19 movies from Iron Man to Infinity War, and live tweet everything, and they'll pay you $1,000 to do it. Or you've got AMCs that are running a 60-hour marathon showing all 22 films. All 22 films. That is the dedication some fans are going to have for this event. All I want is to maybe go see Infinity War and Endgame back to back. You know what I mean? But even then, I'm going to watch Infinity War one more time before going to see Endgame. And obviously Civil War as well, because I'm going to follow what the directors have said is going to be that natural lead in to getting the conclusion. But when you look at the Marvel method, the introduction of Carol Danvers right now, it still makes no sense to me. Her character has very little bearing, I think, on what's going to happen with the ending of Endgame. I mean, obviously she's there. Obviously she's going to play a part. Obviously she's going to be part of the fight against Thanos, and that's cool. That's cool. But we also don't necessarily need the character right now. So by dropping the movie in March, 6 weeks before Endgame, having it be a tie-in to their bookend of the first 11 years, something that people are so emotionally connected with, it makes sense. It makes absolute sense that there are going to be a lot of people that are going to go and see this movie. I think I think this is going to be kind of a weird statement. I think if Ant-Man and the Wasp had been released at the same time as Captain Marvel, it would probably also do very similar numbers. If Ant-Man and the Wasp was released leading into Endgame, right? It being the lead-in, not Captain Marvel, but it being the lead-in, it would have done well. I think Captain Marvel having come out at any other time of year would not have done well as it did. I think Captain Marvel coming out after Endgame, which is probably when she should have been introduced into the series as a whole, would definitely not have done as well. I think everything about this movie grossing $1 billion was predicated on timing. Because as I pointed out, the movie is very middle of the road. I was watching, someone had posted clips of it online that they'd, bootlegged, and I was watching that pop up on Twitter, and I'm just looking at Brie Larson's acting, and I'm all like, ooh, that's so bad. It's so bad, But then again, I don't know how she's going to be with the Russo bros. So, as we've learned from demographic speaking, more men saw this movie than women, which is true. It still grossed $1 billion. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. I legitimately am trying to wrap my head around that one. But before I end this video, let me just point out that I'm not attacking the movie for Brie Larson or her opinions. I think the movie was okay. I don't think it was anything spectacularly special. I don't think it should have been the lead into Endgame. I think Endgame had a lot to do with the success, and that's my opinion, and that's something we can disagree on, and that's okay. So, I'm not attacking anyone here. I'm just merely pointing out that I have problems with the movie. But at the same time, it grossed $1 billion in less than 4 weeks, and that is a feat that no one can argue against. That is a feat that no one can sit there and say is not a success. It is absolutely positively breaking records. That is very true. And to Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios, congratulations on another absolute surefire hit, 21 movies into a franchise. That also is something that should be really, really, really looked at and really, really, really appreciated and applauded. That 21 movies into a franchise, they are still able to knock an origin story completely set outside of what we know from the MCU in terms of timing, 6 weeks before the release of the bookend of the last 11 years of what has been building up to, starting with Iron Man, and cross $1 billion in 20 some odd damn days. Everyone in Hollywood should be looking at Kevin Feige and going like, can I clone you and get a mini one of you for my studio? DC, I'm looking at you. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this one. Congrats to the team. And I'll talk to you guys later. Leave your thoughts. Have a great day.